Hey there, my name is Anthony Romano, and this video is going to be on the things I wish I knew when I first started keto. So, I've been doing the ketogenic diet for about 7 years, not entirely straight throughout that time, but for at least 7 months or so every time I do it, per year in each of those diets. So, I obviously eat carbs at some points in the year, but I've also done carb-based diets, macro diets, I've done every other kind of diet. And keto is absolutely my favorite, even though I've experimented with others. And I will tell you that I absolutely recommend keto to people, even just as a reset button on their hunger, on their fat loss goals, on their lifestyle, because it really does reset your dependence to food and your blood sugar dependence, your insulin spikes and blood sugar spikes and energy peaks and falls. So for me, the things I wish I knew. The first one is I wish I knew that the carb source is the most important. A lot of people go out there and they see that, oh, these people are telling me to eat shitloads of fat. They're telling me to eat avocados with everything. You don't need to force high fat, and that's the first one. You don't need to force really high fats. What you do need to force is consuming a small amount of carbs, only from the right sources. So this means your carbs are only coming from greens. They're not coming from fruits, they're not coming from starches, breads, pasta, rice, grains, none of that. Because, example, a couple slices of bread that still has you ending up under 40 grams of carbs a day is going to be worse than 60 grams of carbs that all came from broccoli. It's about the source and the quality over the quantity. So that's the first thing. Quality over quantity is the first thing I wish I knew. Because from there, my fat loss would have been slightly better. The first years I was doing keto because I was trying to force a number of high fats while not considering that the type of carbs I was consuming was actually the thing that was slowing down my results. Because when you think about it, if you are still consuming carbs and keeping your body in a carb metabolism, right, by teasing your body with bread, for example, or an actual high glycemic, so dense in sugar carb, and then you're consuming fat, which is high in calories, this could actually put you over your calories for the day and put you in a surplus, which might cause you to gain weight rather than lose weight. So that's the first thing I wish I knew. The second thing I wish I knew is about ketone supplements. So that's like this guy right here, Exogenous Ketones. Athletic Alliance is my favorite brand, Canadian brand. And exogenous ketones make things way easier in the beginning. This is like a cheat code basically for keto. If you use them in the beginning, what's going to happen is you're going to bypass a lot of the problems. And if you get a good quality one like the one I do, it should also have a full electrolyte in there. And that will keep you hydrated and allow as best performance as you can have in the beginning. I also wish that I knew that keto can still fuel your strength needs and actually help you gain strength while cutting. So this is like one of the things I talk about on my page as well. I always say that with keto, if you do it properly and you're fat adapted, which means basically you've done keto for a month, some people it takes longer, but once you've gotten fat adapted, your strength is going to go up. Your gym performance is going to go up because your body is not only better able to use fats, but also to use carbs. So basically, you start storing small amounts of carbs on keto from the excess amounts of proteins you're eating and small amounts of carbs from like vegetables that you're consuming. So from there, that's going to go straight to your muscles. And basically, the next time you hit the gym, you're going to have a decent amount of carbs in your muscles. And then as soon as you tap those out, which would be, within 20-30 minutes for most people, you're going to have plenty of fat to use in your bloodstream as energy. And your body's going to be better able to use not only those carbs more efficiently without wasting them, because it has such a small amount, it doesn't want to waste them. And then it's going to use the abundance of fatty acids it has to fuel 90% of your activity in the gym. So basically you're getting, they call it metabolic flexibility. You're getting the best of both worlds. You're getting a very high octane fuel, as in fats, and then you're getting a very fast burning but powerful fuel with the carbs. So you have basically both to fuel your workouts. However, you're only going to get to this point after you've been adapted. So you're never going to have this in the beginning. And that's why every study on keto for strength training, most of them are within 4 weeks, go figure, before it takes the minimum amount of time to get fat adapted, they all show decreases in strength, because what happens is people are not actually adapted, and anytime you're putting your body through a huge withdrawal of something, whether it's sugar, whether it's drugs, whatever, you're going to have performance drops. So keep that in mind. And that's the third one, basically, that I wish I knew. I wish I knew that my strength could go up, because I've now done bulks on keto where my strength has gone way up. I've done bulks with higher fats where my strength has gone way up. Keto macros are very conducive to lean bulking, and basically as long as your calories and protein were high enough, you could totally do that as well. That I could say that would be also another one I wish I knew, but it's really not the most important. Another one that's most important is I wish I knew I couldn't have fruits, because although that one didn't plague me as much, it's one that's very common for a lot of people. They'll still incorporate a small bit of fruits here and there. They'll still incorporate a small bit of fructose, these hidden sweeteners, okay? And this one ties in perfectly to the next one. The fifth one is that I wish I knew more about the hidden sweeteners and hidden carbs, okay? So I could make a video on this, listing them all, but I'm going to make things easier and more understandable, because also I'd have to do a lot more research than the ones I just instinctively know. When it comes to things you can't have on keto, we know that. We know it's going to be the starchy carbs, right? We know it's going to be the fruits. The hidden carbs are the main problem. And this includes basically anything that is a simple sugar, anything that is a dextrose, a glucose, a maltodextrin, a dextrin, a sucrose, a fructose. Any quick digesting sugars are a problem. Okay, these are high glycemic sugars. And certain sweeteners like maltitol, for example, can increase your blood sugars. But getting foods that don't have those, especially the fructose, because fructose is one that can kick you out of ketosis immediately. And you can get it either from fruit, but a lot of things are sweetened with it. So this could even be alcoholic beverages. This can be, even if they have keto macros, it could be any sort of food that is marketed as calorie smart or anything like that. So you have to watch out for that. That one's more of a minor concern, because down the line, if you're eating keto macros, which you should now know, focus solely on the carbs rather than hitting a magic ratio of fat and protein, then in that case, you can then focus on the smaller problem of the hidden carbs. So the next one is that I wish I knew how to count calories properly. Okay, so with calorie counting on keto, I always tell people it's not entirely necessary, okay? If you're just looking for good results with minimum effort, then yeah, you don't have to count calories. You'll generally be eating less, and you can start counting calories once you start to plateau. But calorie counting is always going to provide you the best results, the best of the best. And I always recommend it. I always keep count of my food and measure my food and keep count of my calories. And even as far as just knowing how much food you're consuming, this is big. It's very helpful. So I always knew how to count calories properly, but all you have to do is just make sure you hit the right number of calories, and don't force a ratio. Don't force, oh, I didn't have enough fat, so I need to have some olive oil or some shit like that, okay? You don't need to do that. With the calorie counting, it's a combination of the two primary drivers of fat loss. The cutting out the carb sources, the things that are going to spike your blood sugars, spike your blood insulin, cutting that out, and then cutting out the other driver of fat loss, which is calories and energy consumption in total. So you're handling at the basis of quality and of quantity. And if you can manage both of those and manipulate them to the point where you have yourself in a ketogenic metabolism all the time, and then you have your calories always below your maintenance, right, in a deficit, you are going to experience the best fat loss of your life. And this ties in with the last bit that you basically would want to do, that I wish I did, was if you are successfully managing that ketogenic metabolism and the calories, which should be easier because you are, in a state where you're not going to be as hungry because ketosis maintains your appetite more, you're going to need more electrolytes. This is what's going to keep you hydrated. Your body isn't holding on to carbs anymore, so it's retaining less water. You need more electrolytes. Also conducive to getting a ketone supplement with a whole electrolyte in there. And you know what? One last thing I would throw in there too is I wish I did more intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting can deepen your ketosis greater than anything, because fasting inherently makes your body produce more ketones. And those ketones are coming from your fat, not from food, not from your plate, not from any supplement or MCT oil or quick digesting fats. These are coming directly from your body. And the longer you fast, right, which some people do for various detoxes and stuff like that, any sort of intermittent fasting is going to deepen ketosis and deepen that fat loss. And as far as fat loss is concerned, if you also do fasted cardio during that fast while on keto, while counting your calories, that's just a recipe to get shredded as quick as possible in the most enjoyable way, because you're not going to have these blood sugar spikes that keep you hungry. You're not going to have energy drops due to blood sugar falls, due to using your carbs, just eating them right before the workout, then using them up, then hypoglycemia after the workout because you just used your only carbs you ate for the day. You don't deal with any of that, okay? So that was my wishes of what I knew before starting keto right from the beginning, okay? I've done it for 7 years, bodybuilding a little bit longer than that, and I will tell you that it's absolutely my favorite way to diet, and I will be doing it for large chunks of the year for the rest of my life. I truly think it's a great reset button for people, and if you're trying to pursue fitness and even simple goals like staying lean year-round, increasing that strength at the same time, it's the way to go, hands down. And I'm trying to make it simple so people can pick it up and run with it, okay? So leave me a question in the comments. I'll answer you. I also have a free training plan and meal plan in the description, completely free. And if you also want a chance to win some exogenous ketones and a personalized plan from me, you can enter my 60-day transformation challenge and hopefully win. There's multiple winners. Thanks for watching. My name is Anthony Romano. Peace.